global affairs, strategy, technology, power.
Welcome, friends, to our new video of Geopolitics Digest. Now, first, I would like to apologize for my late uploading of videos recently. It was because I was thinking a bit about changing the form of video. Previously, I used to use still pictures for my videos, where I would keep on speaking, and the picture would be still just changing a few pictures, and the video would end. Now I would say that is quite uninteresting, because many of them leave the video in the mid, and therefore I have decided to launch a new type of video where I will be using this world map, outline map of the world, for making you understand the geopolitics. I think that will be much more interesting to you all. Now, hence, this is the first video with the world map. I would first give you the slight details of this world map that are required to understand this politics. Here you can see that I have marked so much in this world map, not to tell you about the geography, but the main motto of this map is to make you aware of the key areas of the world who are in continuous geopolitical conflicts, not actually conflicts, but rather say in heightened geopolitical tensions. Now, this was the motto of using the world map. Now, as you can see, this is the world map of the entire world. Now, first let us talk about the continents, the major continents. See, first let's start from the North America. Now, this I have been not this North America I have been outlined in blue lines, and this is North America up till the Isthmus of Panama. Now, here comes Greenland. Now, see, Greenland is geographically related to North America because it is a part of the North American tectonic plate, but politically Greenland is related to the Danish kingdom. Now, it is under the jurisdiction of the Danish kingdom. Okay, mostly Danish people reside here. Generally, this region is highly inhabitable, but still few populations have been staying here. And this is South America. This is South America, outlined in black gel pen. And see at the below, it is Antarctica. This is highly uninhabitable. This is basically used for scientific explorations, geological studies, and much more. Now let's go to Australia. Now this is Australia. Now let's go to Asia. This is Asia. The thing outlined in blue, Asia. Let's focus on Asia, because nowadays we can see that most of the geopolitical conflicts or heightened geopolitical tensions have been occurring from Asia, or rather say originated from Asia rather. Let's start from this tip of India. Here is the Kerala. Now, after Kerala, we go side by side to up to Maharashtra, Gujarat, and then here is Pakistan, Balochistan, and here it's Iran. Then here is the Gulf nations, Saudi Arab, the Oman, the Yemen, and along with it, it goes up to Egypt, Israel, Syria. Then comes then comes here the other nations, that is Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, then the part of Russia. See, Russia is part of both Europe and Asia. Major part of Russia is in the Asian landmass. Therefore, we'll go to Russia, and Russia will go across the borders, covering the borders to cover the Kamchatka Peninsula. In Russians, they say Kamchatsky. And then we go to China, then Korea, in Korean subcontinent. In Korea, there is the upper part is North Korea, lower part is South Korea. This is Japan, and thereafter going to Korea, we travel to China, then Taiwan, then comes Myanmar. This is the Indonesian archipelago, and many more countries are there located in here. So hence, this was the overall slight description. I would say it's slight because it is not in detail, and I have just made the video to make you more interested about geopolitics, because I think that in geopolitics, while we talk, it's most people think that it is mostly about lots and lots of theories, but not at all. It can be easily understand or made to understand by using maps, as I think, because understanding through maps keeps an imprint of your understanding in your cortex. Hence, let us study the key shaded regions. Now, see, out of this entire world, I have shaded a specific regions of this world who are in heightened geopolitical tensions in the recent times. Now, let us go to them. First, this is in the United States of America, along with Alaska. This Alaska was not a part of the United States. It was brought in the 1800s by the U.S. government from the Russian Empire, because Russia thought it was very difficult to rule this part. Therefore, it sold to the United States of America. Here comes Mexico. Here comes Venezuela. Here comes Brazil. Now, here comes India. Here comes Bangladesh. You may say that why have I included Bangladesh? Is a very small nation, very insignificant in the geopolitics. But let me say, in the recent times, there have been radicalization in Bangladesh, because the Islamic radicals, or rather say the Islamic extremists, have kept on massacring the Hindus, which is highly unacceptable, and it has drawn worldwide attention. Hence, it is very bad. Now, here comes Pakistan. Now, here comes Afghanistan. I have not shaded Afghanistan by mistake, because I was thinking that not so important. But according to the geopolitics, yes, Afghanistan is also important. This is Afghanistan. It's a small country in the peninsula. And here comes the Gulf nations. I have not marked the Gulf nations along with it so much. Here comes Israel. Israel is very small, therefore I have not marked it properly. Now this is the China, the People's Republic of China. Here is North Korea, South Korea. This is Taiwan. Now China and Taiwan are very important in the recent geopolitical times. Okay. Now here comes the mighty Russia, the largest of all countries. Comes Russia, it goes and goes and like this goes. And here is Ukraine. I have used it to make you understand about the recent geopolitical conflict between Russia and Ukraine. You already know. Nothing more to say. Now this was the map part. Now I'm going to list some of the important organizations of the world that are very important for their geopolitical knowledge, that divide the world into several economic or military blocks. Let me keep on listing them. First, there are many universal bodies like UN, IMF, World Bank. Now there are elite clubs. Here elite clubs means the economic clubs, like the G7, which was previously G8, then G20. Now there are military alliances such as NATO, SCO, Quad. Regional blocks like EU, ASEAN, SAARC. Resource control like the OPEC. Now let's get started with the United Nations. The United Nations has 193 countries as members, almost the entire world. Africa, there are 54 countries from Africa, 49 countries from Asia, 44 countries from Europe, 35 countries from America, and Oceania, there are 14 countries from Oceania. Oceania includes Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, and so on. And then comes G20. Before going to G20, let us tell you something. All sovereign countries except Vatican and Palestine are full members of the United Nations. Remember it very nicely, because it is very important for you to know. Now in G20 there are 19 countries plus EU. Now EU is the European Union, but you may see that some names of the Europe are present in the G20 because they are presented as exclusive countries, and they have been kept as exclusive countries in the remaining list because they have strong economies and stable economies. That is, their economically developed. Now let us enlist the countries of G20. India, Russia, UK, US, China, Brazil, South Africa, Argentina, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Indonesia, Turkey, Saudi Arabia. Now the G20 gets completed. Now let us talk of G7. In G7 there are UK, US, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan. Now EU participate here but not as an official member. Let me say something. After the Russia-Ukraine conflict started, Russia was removed from G8 to make it G7. Now here it is very bad for Russia and also facing economic sanctions at the same time. Now let's talk about the military alliances like NATO. There are 31 members of NATO. Now I was thinking not to list all the 31 countries because I already know them, or you can Google them all 31 countries. But still, for the credibility of this video, I am listing all the countries. Please don't get annoyed. Let's start with US, Canada, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, Denmark, Norway, Iceland, Poland, Czech Republic, Hungary, Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia, Albania, Montenegro, Northern Macedonia, Greece, Turkey, Romania, Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Finland, and Sweden. Now, let's talk about the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or shortly known as SCO. The members are China, Russia, India, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Iran. Then comes the International Monetary Fund, also known as the IMF. Almost all even members except a few like North Korea are members. There are 190 countries as members of the IMF. Here now then comes the World Bank, same as members as IMF, that is similar to IMF. There are 99 countries members as members. There is WTO. This is the World Trade Organization. Now it comprises of the of all the countries who are involved in major trades. Now there are 164 member countries, and this organization covers almost 98% of the global trade. Think how important it is. Then comes the EU. In EU, there has been 27 members, like Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden. Now there comes the African Union. There are 55 members of the African Union. Let me give some examples. Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Ghana, Morocco, Algeria. Now here comes the Association of Southeast Asia Nations, also famously known as ASEAN countries. There are 10 members of the ASEAN, namely Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Brunei. Now South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation, this is the SAARC. There are 8 members of the SAARC countries: India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, Maldives, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Now here comes the BRICS. BRICS is highly opposed by the United States because the US thinks that it threatens the dollar dominance, or rather the petrodollar dominance. And actually it is true, because BRICS nations are planning to have a new currency within themselves for their trade within themselves and not to rely on the dollar. And therefore America is threatened by the BRICS proposal of launching a new BRICS currency, which I will talk laterwards in my other videos. Now let us go on. In BRICS, the main core members are Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. expanded to Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, Iran, and Ethiopia. There comes the OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. There are 13 members of the OPEC. Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, UAE, Venezuela, Nigeria, Libya, Algeria, Angola, Congo, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Ghana. Then here comes the OIC. OIC stands for Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Now, it contains 15 Muslim countries. This organization was specially built for solidarity between the Muslim countries and to work as a unit to support each other during their time of peril. And hence, this OIC contains all the Muslim countries together. Now, let me talk about the last and important organization, that is the International Criminal Court. And the interesting part of this last organization is that in this International Criminal Court, the major economies are not present. Let me say, the United States of America is not a member of this organization. China, or rather say People's Republic of China, is not a member of this organization. India is also not a member of this organization. And Russia is also not a member of this organization. See, this is the only, it is the only organization I think that not a member, that where the important economies or the global economies are not members. It's highly interesting. Okay, so this video was up to this only. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and like to see you in the other videos or the later videos. Please keep supporting so that I can bring new videos to you all. And thank you for your love. That my channel was initially 0 subscribers. From that, it has been increased to 15 subscribers. It is a lot for me. And I also like to thank you all of them who have done this. And also there have been surge in the views, because in my initial video there was only 20 views. Now it has been surged to 320 plus views. Now that's a quite interesting, or that is highly motivating for me for launching many more videos. Please keep on supporting me and in my journey, because without you nothing can be achieved. Thank you. Hope this video finds you in your good health. Thank you.